this past Sunday, which is when you can listen to the Animal Welfare Hour live and locally from 10 to 11. Nancy and myself, or if you missed any of the previous episodes, you can go and listen to the podcast at WABCradio.com. That's WABCradio.com. We had our highest ratings ever for the 1 hour show about everything involving animals. And we discussed two subjects. Before we discuss both Dakotas, South Dakota and North Dakota, Nancy, if people are in need of any help or want information about the Guardian Angel Welfare Program that you oversee and the program we do together on Sunday nights, what is the place for them to go?
ProtectOurAnimals.org.
So that's ProtectOurAnimals.org. Have a pad and pen. If you missed that, I'll give it to you right at the end of this segment before we pass the baton over to Greg Kelly. The bad news was we saw that the darling of Fox News, and when I say that, because she's in so many commercials coming from her state of South Dakota, Kristi Noem, the governor, I call her the Barbie doll, but they have commercials of her as a plumber, an electrician, in a rodeo, and she's promoting South Dakota as a place to come to do business, to vacation, etc. Well, she published a book, obviously a major book publisher, because she's considered a potential vice president nominee of President Trump. Has put out a book in which she acknowledged on her own that she hated this particular hunting dog of hers, a puppy. Hated him so much, she decided out there on her ranch to get her double-barrel shotgun and put that puppy dog, in a granite ditch. She shot him once. Then she realized she was out of shells. She went back to her pickup truck. She cocked and loaded that Winchester shotgun again and put the last slugs in its head. And boy, she gotten bad blowback since. She doesn't seem to get it. She doubled down. She said that's leadership. Then she talked of other things that she did. Have you ever seen as much negative blowback on an animal welfare issue like that before?
No, and it was so immediate. So obviously you can see that, the animal contingency out there is very vocal and are not having anyone, who's at all even remotely contemplating something sick like this.
But on the good front, a caller from North Dakota has been in the forefront of saving the wild horses that were scheduled to be slaughtered. Said that our show, Animal Welfare, was responsible for saving these horses.
The voices from your guys' show made all the difference in the world. And these horses will be saved. And from now on, they will do, Nancy is probably familiar with this, but they will do a management of the horses so their numbers don't get too big, and the genetic diversity will be watched to make sure that the horses are healthy. But what a deal!
Great.
You guys had saved the horses that go all the way back to Sitting Bull.
Nice.
I mean, this is amazing.
That's awesome.
And let me tell you, it was a lot of hard work by Nancy and many of you listeners who participated and helped lobby, because naturally there's not much of a population base in North Dakota, but we were able to bring our audience together, Nancy, that at night is a global audience. We're the largest radio station in the world, reaching 172 countries. And by day, the largest in the nation from coast to coast. And they gave us credit for having rallied up people to put the pressure on the federal government and the state of North Dakota to save those precious creatures, those wild horses that are synonymous in North Dakota. Nancy, great work. How can people find out more?
ProtectOurAnimals.org.